What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be changing out a tail light on a '06 Subaru Impreza WRX wagon. It's a light. This is the light we're going to be replacing today. The red light, the red running light. So it's a real easy job. You're going to pop this screw out, which isn't really a screw, it's just like a little clip that sits in there. 1, 2, and there's going to be 2 bolts that are bolting the light to the actual car itself, and then there's a clip over here on the side that you're going to pull out. All you really need for this job is just grab a couple screwdrivers so you can figure out which one fits the best. This one is too big. You do not necessarily need a flathead because you're not really going to be unclipping anything. All you need is 2 little Phillips head screwdrivers, a ratchet that is 10 millimeters. You're gonna need 7 443 light bulbs, just without touching the light bulb. They're little clip-ins, not too hard. And then I always use a little bulb grease. I already changed out my other one. This was the one that was actually burnt out. But when changing one, you wanna change both of them. Here's the old bulb. Kind of see it's a little black. It's not very clear. So let's go ahead and get this started. Take this and kind of rotate it a little till it'll pop up, and pull it up and pull it out. There it is. That's all it is, just a little clip. Spin it till it pops up, pull it out. That's one. Number 2. Same thing, just give it a slight little bit of a turn till you can get that lip. Screwdriver aside, use a fingernail. You could use a flathead if you really needed to. Use my fingers. Pull it out. See, it does separate, so make sure you don't let that go anywhere. Once again, set it aside. Now this housing clips down. There's a little clip sitting right in here. I'll show you. Pull up. Pull up, comes loose. See, and there's the clip right there. Clip is right here, so just make sure you pull up when you pulling it out. Now here's your screws, here's the bolts. Number 1, number 2. It's gonna be very easy. Make sure your ratchet's set to the right direction, and just loosen them up. Just as easy as it'll be too loose to actually ratchet it out. You're just gonna hold the ratchet in place and spin until it comes loose enough. And then unscrew it. 1. Same thing for the top. The good thing about this light bulb change out is you actually don't have to unplug the harness like you see here. See this harness? You do not have to unlatch that. You don't have to unbuckle it. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just 2 clips, 2 bolts. It'll come out to give you enough room to stick your hand, because you're not going to have enough room to stick your hand in here to unplug. See that little piece right there. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. So if you try to say pull it out right now, kind of unsync it from the car real quick. There it goes. All right, so now you see how it's loose now. It's got wiggle room, but see, it won't come out. You do not need to. There's nothing in here that you need to take out. Nothing at all. There's no screws to unscrew. You do not need to pop these things out. These are your other clips on the other side. I did that already. I broke 1, broke 2, and then when I pulled it out, you have these white pieces. These do not need to come out. I broke 1 trying to take it out to find out that below this, there's no access. There's no access on other cars, other Subarus, maybe the sedans. That's how they're set up to work, but for the wagons, you do not need to undo anything. I actually took this out, took this piece off, little tie downs. I pulled it off. I was like, yo, how the fuck do I get to this light? No way to get to it. And then I actually unbolted the screws here and there. Same thing I did over here. So what you're gonna do to get this light out, you're gonna hold it, you're gonna pull towards you. Real easy. It's easy to do it with two hands, but I am doing it one-handed. I might have to put this thing down. Ah, there we go. All right, so now we have it down. So you see, that's the clip. Just clips in. It'll slide right back into there. That's what's holding it. So one thing I like to do in order to keep the light itself off of the car is you will set this. See if I can do this shit one-handed. So set it underneath the light. Keep it off the paint. Hold on, setting down the phone. All right, so as you see, now I have the rag in place so I can just kind of let it hang. It's covering the car. It's covering the inside of the paint. You're not gonna fuck up your paint job. You're not gonna fuck up this. All right, so here is the light we're taking out. This is what's coming out. Let's see. So it'll just be a half turn, a quarter turn. You see a little triangle. Let's see if we can get it to focus. So triangle. It says lock, spin. I'm gonna spin it that direction. Actually, excuse me, that's the way to lock it. We're gonna spin it the other way. So we're gonna spin it, this is the passenger side of the car. You're gonna spin it towards the outside of the car, unclip it, pull it out. That's all you need to do. So there it is, easy to go. So what I like to do at this point is I'll pull out the light bulb. Set down the phone real quick. Alright. It's pulled out. There's your old light bulb. Set it aside. Where'd I put the other one? There it is. So, two out light bulbs. So for this light bulb, so to keep this light bulb nice and safe and to keep it from developing in a hot spot, to keep it from burning out quicker by putting your nasty paws all over it, considering I've been doing this without gloves, so I got nasty shit all over my hands. I use a pair of gloves. I already used these gloves once, but I'm gonna use them again. I'm gonna put these on real quick. Alright, now we have our gloves on. So what that allows you to do is to keep all the crap as much as possible off of the light bulb itself. And when you go to put the grease on, the light bulb grease, you're not gonna put any grease on, you get any grease on your fingers to keep it, you know, nice and easy to go. So we're gonna prep that real quick. So light bulb grease. What I do is I take a little bit, put it on connectors, a little bit on both sides. It says you only need a real light coating, so just put that on. Take one of your fingers, either or, whichever one you want. Use the left hand. That'll be the hand I'll hold the phone with. Just kind of spread it on the connectors, and then now since you have a rag over here, you can actually take it and wipe the fingers off on the rag, and if you get any excess on the light bulb, just kind of wipe it off. I got a little bit too much on the bottom, so I'm going to wipe off a little bit of the bottom at the top of the connector. Wipe off a little extra. Alright, so now here we go. Now we got to stick the light bulb in here. Obviously easier to do it two-handed, so I'm doing it one-handed. Just kind of clicks in. If you don't click in, then it's not in. Same thing, so you're gonna find your big side, so that's pretty big. You look at your big hole, so you have a big hole, or a big notch, little notch. Big notch, little notch. Put it back, big notch goes on the big notch. Might have to hold it up a little, give it some slack. kind of turn it however it wants to do it. There it goes. All right, so there it goes. So the big notch is going into the big notch. Make sure it's nice and seated and flushed. And then twist it, lock it. So you hear that sound? Go lock. Listen. That's locked. Now that's locked. All right. Now you can actually take your rag off because you don't need it anymore. You're gonna hold it and you're gonna eyeball it. I'm not gonna be able to watch the camera and do this, so apologize for looking at something weird, or the light. So I put that little clip where the little where it's supposed to go, and you're gonna slide it and it's gonna click back in. See, nice and even. If you need to check it, if you think it's too much or not in all the way, just go to the other side and check it. See, that's about the same amount of gap that we have over here, so that's how you know it's in. And another way that you'll know it's in is if you check out your holes. Yep, those are lined up. It's exactly where it was sitting before. Excuse me. Now it's all the way in. So yeah, definitely make sure you get it all the way in. So it looks like I did not put the other side in correctly, so I'll have to go back and do that. Hey, you learn as you go, right? So how you know it's truly in? Look at your hole. Hole lines up perfectly. Both holes line up perfectly. So just take one of your screws, it's the same exact bolt, screw, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Screw it in a little bit, get it nice and seated in there, a little bit away, trying to maybe do some finger tightening. Help you out quite a bit. Actually, this one went in a lot easier than this one. This one's a little stuck. Fine. So flip it the other way. I like to keep the ratchet to the outside, the handle to the outside, so when you're swinging it, you're not going to swing and hit your paint. You're not going to swing and hit the paint down here. So you've got this nice wide open area to do it. And see, if you do hit something, it'll just be your light. Almost in, getting snugger. All right, there we go. So now it's nice and snug. It's not turning back. So just by pulling it up like this, it's not going anymore. So what I like to do is take it, come back out to the handle, and pull it there. So without yanking it or pulling super hard, it's nice and snug in there. So I know it'll be safe. I have to actually hand turn this one a little bit more till it grabs. It's not going to turn backwards. So same thing, pull it a little bit. Now I'm going to pull it a little bit harder. There it goes, nice and snug. And then it's just a matter of putting that clip. So this clip right here, this little clip, side view, that will fit into this right here. Fits in right there. Same thing. Make sure you line it up correctly. Lines up. Maybe bend down a little, take a look. It's right over the hole. Kind of drop it down, nice and snug. Drops down to where it needs to be. Take one of your clips, pull it out at the top, hold it, push it down. Now it's seated. Click. For this one, since it's separated, just push it back in. Just pushed it back in. Push it out so the top is exposed. Find your hole. Push it in. Click it in. Done. And that is it. And then just to make sure that it works appropriately, we'll go over to the front. We'll turn it on without turning the engine over. Now you have one that works and two that works. That's all you need to know. Thank you, YouTube. Y'all have a great day. Hope this helps a lot.